Hello, long day. Just got done with my welding project. I called in some help to help me on the Samurai. Got a decent amount of that welding done and out of the way. Still a bunch more that needs to happen, but at least it's being done by somebody that actually welds for a living and not just my metal gluing butt. So that's good. Me, I was welding, ironically, on a mower we just got. But the problem is it flings rocks across highways and could be a potential hazard. But I just posted a short. Check it out. YouTube's a strange place. There's nobody. Why? Why is there nobody? Why is there ever nobody ever? You guys made it to goat feeding time. Missed all the action. Sorry for picking my nose on the line here. But you missed the action. Maybe I need to get a camera guy. But nobody's watching, so maybe not. Anybody? Cash Recovery 2.0. Oh, he's gone. You can check out this freaking sick sunset. Freaking dope. But back to the Samurai. I'm getting a pipe welder, structural welder, and he's going to fix all my mistakes and make that thing a little bit more stout and make it so no parts break off when I'm pulling hard. Axo plays hello on the job. What do you mean? Live on the job? Hell yeah. No, I just got done working. Just got done. Closing the gates. Last one here. Axel plays and Zane, what's up? Where are you from? You got pretty mountains where you live? Or pretty sunsets like that? My goodness. Or pretty mountains like that? My goodness. Can you hear? How about now? Good? Maybe? You still can't hear me? Huh. Yay! I must have muted it. I'm sorry. That's not good. No wonder nobody was talking to me. Couldn't hear a word I was saying. Embarrassing. Gotta get the primetime feed for the goats. Fatten them up for the fair. All good now. Yeah, I think I hit the mute button when I did the poll that nobody's voting on. Oh, jeez. Didn't turn off the water. I don't know. People just look and lurk and don't speak. I don't understand it. You interact. Oh, yes, no, yeah, more yeses. I wish people would tell me why. The reason I want to is to build a heavy wrecker and maybe get a new house or something. I don't know. Yes, yes, yes. That's crazy. I guess no one's a fan of the Jeep, huh? Could have broken it to me a little nicer, people. But that's okay. Sell it. To you? Have you seen it? Have you watched the videos? It's pretty sick. Should I go back to a 4Runner? Tell me why. I need to know your why. That's crazy. Sell it because the reasons you listed are more important than a Jeep. But I mean, at this point, the Jeep's been basically my primary recovery rig. You know? It's done all of them so far. The Samurai hasn't even made it out of the yard yet. You know what I'm saying? This is the most proven. That's what freaks me out, you know? What if I put the Sammy out there and it just absolutely sucks? I think it's pretty sick, but... Oh yeah, everything I have is paid for. That's part of my problem, is I never did loans. Gotta build credit the hard way. Later on in life. So, free advice for you children watching. I don't know, safely build credit with, I don't know, maybe an auto loan or something. I always paid cash for everything. And then got to adulthood and was like, what is this credit thing? And didn't have any. And it turned into being not so good for me, if you catch my drift. But we're getting through it. We're sorting it out. All right, goat bed. That's a different story. You keep it until you get something to replace it with. That's kind of what I'm thinking, but it would be nice to have the capital freed up for, you know, the new build. But also, I do quite enjoy my Jeep. I don't know if you guys have been watching the shorts or anything, but we wrecked it in February and had to rebuild all of it, the whole front end, over the last couple months. So it's got a more built front axle and leaf springs, and got a new winch and some frame stiffening. We did quite a bit to it, and I mean, it's set up to do it now. Got a high pinion built 30 in the front with chromoly shafts, and Yukon Grizzly locker. Yeah, that's correct. It's been my main rig, but we're in the process of building like this guy out, you know, which will be, it's our heavy wrecker at the moment, and we have the Samurai. And I'm pretty confident that the recoveries I've done thus far could be handled by the Samurai pretty easily, but I don't know because I haven't used it. You know, I've seen what it can do in the yard and at the shop, but I don't know. But yes, it is the main recovery rig at the moment. And that's what freaks me out. But it's crazy. Like 9 votes, 78% yes. I know, right? I wish I could get this whole YouTube thing to blow up in my favor. That'd be pretty slick. Then I could, build a different rig a month. Be a good time. I don't know. I probably should hold on to it at least until I get started. I'd have changed my mind after talking more about it. Yeah, it's a tough one for sure. Because like, if I got a recovery right now, that'd be what I take. So, but again, if I sold it, I would obviously take the Samurai. But it's in the middle of getting all the work done. So I kind of got to have both, because what we do, you're going to have rigs break. It's going to happen. So that's what I struggle with is the breakdown stuff. Because they will break down. It's good to have doubles. 1 is none, 2 is 1, is what my buddy told me. I tend to agree with him on that. But, I don't know, maybe that's a silly poll. Huh? Everyone says, yeah, I do have it listed. So I guess if I get what I want out of it, that would make it a little easier. But I have a couple potential rigs to start building out of. One being an old F-250 that I have with a diesel. That would make a pretty good wrecker, but it needs quite a bit to get going. It's got almost 800,000 some odd miles on it, and needs a new front axle, needs a whole boom winch, needs a lot, and it's a lot to do while living and working a 9 to 5 at the moment. So, here's my plea, my e-begging. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. It's just like those people that do free yards for people. They are able to do the free work because of the support of the people out there in the world, which is a pretty cool thing, if you ask me. You don't even have to pay anything. You just watch. You watch, you like, you subscribe, you support, and that gives them the ability. You don't have to sell it. Yeah, I totally agree. I think I'll know. Like, I got pretty lucky getting the Jeep in the first place, so I'm not in, or at least I wasn't when I first got it. But another Jeep sitting up at my shop, but the motor's bad, and it basically needs a whole new everything. But it's a possibility also. But yeah, support the best literally the best support is getting it out there, helping me with the algorithm. It's been hard. Like, I post, normally my shorts get, I don't know, anywhere from 1 to 2,000 views on average. And every once in a while, the algorithm will just nuke me and I'll get 30. Like, my last one did 30. It's a little disheartening. It's not like I'm putting a whole lot of time into my movies. But it's still like you get the ball rolling, get cruising, start getting traction, getting subscribers, and then the algorithm just dumps you flat on your face. So pretty cutthroat out here. But like I said before, I see a lot less talented, or I wouldn't even toot my own horn of being talented anything, but there's a lot less of substance folks out here with Google a bajillion views and subscribers and income and support and all. Like the platform is just coddling them. It's frustrating. Maybe I need to dye my hair some crazy color and play with spiky toy games or watermelons or rubber bands. But I don't know, anybody that's here, get it out there the best you can. That'd be good. Instagram, oddly, has been doing exceptionally well, and I don't understand that. Instagram, I went from, like, I've gotten 30 new people in the last 4 or 5 days, which is big growth for me, and there's, I don't know, maybe that's the way to go. I don't know if Instagram does anything or gets you anywhere or what. I don't know how any of that works. Check out the view. Yeah. So yeah, that is my daily update today. Got a professional welder welding my stuff. I got, quite a bit done in the samurai. Do I sell the Jeep? Do I not sell the Jeep? I'm on the no side. But no, this is probably, I gotta stop at the store, probably end the life there. But yeah, like my stuff. Check out my stuff. Do the YouTube thing. Doesn't cost you anything to like it. Doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. You get blessed with my presence, and you get to see the cool stuff, or what I deem is cool stuff. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And honestly, like, the Jeep itself is freaking sweet. I went down the rabbit hole of, what it is and what makes it cool. And it's a 95 Jeep Wrangler Rio Grande. And they made 25,000 Rio Grandes in 95. And they were certain colors like blue, weird green, yellow. But they were only special ordered black, so it's a pretty rare rig if we're going to go on rarity's sake. Like, it's a cool rig. It's got a lot of cool parts on it. It's the stroker motor, the auto, like, it's got a lot of cool stuff. I go down the rabbit hole on all the stuff on the Jeep, but it's pretty well decked out. And if I ever got another Jeep, I'd be building it for a long time. But I also could use it, I could use my resources elsewhere, if that makes sense. And I want to build a heavier wrecker. Like, if I ever got into a position where, there was somebody 400 or 500 feet down a pretty steep bank, I'd be cooked. I think I could get it done. Like, I don't think that I couldn't get it done. But if it was like a rig that outweighed me 2 to 1, I'd probably struggle a little bit. But luckily, I live in a place where there's lots of trees. I have plenty of anchors. I got tree savers. I got snatch blocks. Like, I can double up my pulling power. But yeah, I agree. I have lots of seller's remorse on a lot of rigs that I've had over the years. And I've always wanted a Jeep just the way that this one is. Same color, tan, black and tan. Like, it is my Jeep. That's the problem, is like the Jeep is that rig for me. Like, that is my childhood dream rig right there. Like, I've always wanted the square headlights, the Jeep Wrangler. The problem is like, my family doesn't enjoy the wheeling as much as I do, which is understandable. It's more of a single, not a single, but it's a driver sport, and there's only one driver's seat. But that is my rig, like, that is my dream rig. But I need something to do what I want to do that is more capable, if that makes sense. But that's my dream rig there, you know. Ow! tough. And then my dad has had his first vehicle that he ever bought, which was a Jeep Willys wagon, and we're in the process of getting that all decked out. So, I mean, it could take its place eventually, and that's an heirloom item. But also, this is like my heirloom item, to be that I struggle with. I mean, it's got low miles, it's got all the cool stuff, but it's just a tough one. I'm getting more no's. That's good. That's good. Well, I've made it to my store that I need to go to, and I'm gonna hop off here. And I appreciate everyone that stopped by. Sparkle, you're a champ. I appreciate all your support. If you're ever up here and you need anything, feel free to reach out. I'd love to get to meet some of you people and stick around and see what we grow into. And hopefully I know it'll be great. I do. I am too annoying to fail. And I'm too annoying to not be super successful at this. So hopefully it's not a long process, but if it is, it'll be an interesting one. And it'll be a good time. But I appreciate everyone being here. And I will talk to you tomorrow. We'll see something tomorrow. And everyone have a good night.